siesta. We're watching News 1226 at 11.
Tonight, a packed house in Edgefield County Commission as neighbors fight plans for an RV park. We hear what leaders decided coming up. Thanks for joining us on News 12 at 11. I'm Dana Halliburton. You may have experienced some storms today, and that's been the trend here recently. Your first alert meteorologist, Emily Acton, joining us now. Emily, we were under a first alert earlier today, but that has since expired.
Yeah, definitely so. That has expired. Really, all of that rainfall that we saw earlier is completely out of the CSRA, so conditions overnight tonight are looking great. Tomorrow, starting off really a good portion of the day dry, but you can never cancel out those hit or miss showers any summer afternoon, and that's what we're anticipating tomorrow. A few isolated showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder there around dinner time, but otherwise tomorrow is going to be a warm day for us. We're starting off with temperatures in the lower 70s, but going to warm up into those lower 90s by the time the afternoon rolls around, and we could feel close to 100. So pool day, not a bad idea to cool off out there. Again, we're going to see the sun plenty, but once we get into the later afternoon, early evening, that's when those showers will start to pop up in our area. So just have that First Alert weather app downloaded, and just know that earlier in the day, you're enjoying those outdoor activities probably better, just because you don't want to run into those hit or miss showers.
Thanks for that, Emily. New details tonight just into the newsroom about a deadly shooting this afternoon. We're learning the victim, 28-year-old Raekwon Brinson, was a customer at the One Stop store when he was killed. We're told Brinson was in the door of the store at the time of the shooting. So far, we have not learned any details about a suspect. Officials say the shooting is being investigated as a homicide. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. New tonight, the Edgefield County Planning Commission unanimously opposed plans for an RV park. This is a map where the park would go at the corner of Edgefield Road and Brim Oak Road in Trenton. It's a project that has caught a lot of attention in Edgefield County. Concerns over waste, traffic, and overall the environmental impact for the community that calls this area home. Your Kennedy Payne is live in studio and was at that meeting. Kennedy, what did neighbors and city officials have to say?
Neighbors told me tonight's vote felt like a big win, not just for them, but for the land they've worked so hard to protect. And one commissioner told me the decision came down to this: too many unanswered questions and too many people with real concerns. The project isn't dead yet, but for now, this community is breathing a big sigh of relief. They live in different homes in 7 different neighborhoods, but when 17 acres was suddenly at risk, they showed up as one community.
This project is not, I repeat, not compatible with residents of 18 homes with ponds and creeks and water wells.
And they say Thursday night, they finally got a win. The Edgefield Planning Commission voted unanimously not to move forward with a proposal to build a 70-lot RV park.
The topography of the land, there are 20 and 30-foot ravines, and I'm going, I don't see it. But the houses and the people, you have to look at them, and they're heartbroken.
The development would sit uphill from 18 homes.
What happens when the pump fails? Toxic black water sewage will flow back into the RVs and then, of course, into our ponds and our streams and our water wells.
They also worry it could damage the ecosystem.
We have endangered species that we've identified in the area. We want to protect those. We want to protect the water table, all of the wells in our neighborhoods, and then, of course, all the ponds.
But the future isn't certain just yet. The proposal now returns to the county's planning director, who could still push it forward if zoning requirements are met.
So all the legwork and the outside agencies come together now after this. So, and that can take time.
But neighbors aren't giving up. They filed as a nonprofit, and they say their plan is to preserve the land permanently.
They can either do that and be heroes of the day, declare that nature park as donated by Blackstone Custom Homes, or they can turn and sell it to us, the 7 neighborhoods. We're willing to buy it from them, and then we'll do that ourselves.
And commissioners tell me they don't often see this kind of turnout, and neighbors say they've never had to organize something this quickly. But no matter what happens next, they say they're going to protect the land and each other however they can.
A packed room tonight. Kennedy, thanks for staying on top of this. We'll have to keep an eye from that story in Edgefield. In Aiken, the coroner's office is investigating a suspicious death. We're told a woman was found this morning on Blackstone Camp Road. An autopsy will be done in Newberry to determine her cause of death. The name has not been released yet. To Texas, where the search continues for more than one. Here at home, a local nonprofit is sending handcrafted hearts to Texas to show their support. The Augusta Training Shop employs adults with disabilities. Normally, they repair and restore furniture, but they also make crafts to give back to others. They hope to have those hearts shipped by Monday. A long-time event helping our farmers and rural workers is back tomorrow morning. Augusta University is hosting the 20th annual Costa Layman Health Fair. It's from 8 to 10 in the morning at Costa Farms, 73 Greenhouse Road in Trenton, South Carolina. Rural workers have a chance to access health care that may not be available due to language and cultural barriers. Augusta University nursing students will get hands-on experience helping farmers. Looking forward to Monday, those impacted by Hurricane Helene in South Carolina can get access to resources. The South Carolina Office of Resilience is hosting a meeting at 6. All you need to bring is an ID and your Social Security card. It's on the 3rd floor of the North Augusta Municipal Building. A disaster case management team will be available to connect you with relief and recovery resources. South Carolina Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evett visited our area today. She stopped at Communigraphics in North Augusta. She traveled with the South Carolina Department of Employment and Workforce to visit small businesses. Evett says employing young workers is important for businesses and parents.
I travel around the state and I talk to businesses from all across our great state. You know, we kept getting the same feedback, is that they hire new workers and they're just getting out of college, and what they're lacking is soft skills. And, you know, those are the skills you learn in these first-time jobs, and that's why it's so important. You know, I was hearing parents talk about fiscal responsibility, and, you know, our kids need to have a better grip on fiscal responsibility and how hard it is to earn $1 and to save $1. And so it's really hard to teach that in the classroom because, you know, when you come to work every day, you're giving up something for that paycheck that you're getting.
Evett's screen printed on a t-shirt, getting a look at how the small business works. Then she went to visit St. Mary Help of Christians SMS STEM Center in Aiken. A new exhibit is on display at the Lucy C. Laney Museum of Black History. It's the 1,000 Words exhibit. It features work from 2 artists in Augusta with 20 new paintings on display. It's inspired by the museum's executive director, program manager, and the museum's archives. We're told the limited time exhibit is another way of uniting generations while appreciating the South and Black history.
This exhibit is not something just to enjoy. It's something that will educate and inform you, and you will walk away with a greater appreciation of Augusta's Black history and even in the South.
A reception for the exhibit is next Saturday from 4 to 6. You can view the exhibit until August 31st. Day 4 of early voting for the...
Well, tomorrow will make a great pool day, a great start to your weekend as well. Temperatures will be in the low 90s. And what can we expect for your weekend forecast and the next 7 days? I'll have your answers coming up.
And we're hearing from a business owner in Georgia about the way President Trump's tariffs are impacting his pillow business. We have his story after the break.
At Parker's Kitchen, we go big, like our huge, crunchy, juicy, never frozen chicken tenders with an extra large serving of Parker's signature sauce at Parker's Kitchen.
It's a great way to start your day with us. I'm Cliff Bennett.
And I'm Mary Klingler on Morning Mix.
Each day we'll start you off by looking at the latest events.
And talking to the great people that make the CSRA the place to be.
Morning Mix, weekday mornings on News 12 and 26.
This is JTV. This is JTV, and this is JTV. Shop JTV Jewelry Television and JTV.com for amazing jewelry looks at unbelievable prices. Every style, every color, everything you love about jewelry. This is JTV.
Now, your First Alert weather with meteorologist Emily Acton.
Overnight tonight, temperatures are going to drop off into those lower 70s, so a very mild start to our Friday. Pretty similar to what we saw this morning, but things are going to warm up quickly. Plenty of sunshine throughout the early morning hours tomorrow. And so we're going to see those temperatures start to rise, and we'll see those lower 90s for that average high temperature tomorrow afternoon, but going to feel like the triple digits. We're going to be right around that 99-degree mark again for the feels like temperature as early as 2, again, close to that 100-degree mark for the feels like temperature around 3 p.m. tomorrow. So just be prepared for another hot afternoon. It's July. Really can't ask for anything different. Here's what we're looking at, though, starting off the day. Dry conditions. I know there's a little bit of green on your screen right there, but I think we're really going to be dry starting off our day tomorrow. Once we get into the early middle afternoon, that's when those pop-up showers and maybe a couple rumbles of thunder will start to develop. Again, we've got about a 30% chance for those showers and thunderstorms. That's going to last into our dinner time and even close to sunset for us, but things will calm down overnight, and your Saturday starting off completely clear and dry, and we'll see a few isolated showers for your evening, but Saturday is looking a lot drier than what we saw today, yesterday, and what we'll see tomorrow. So good news for your weekend. Things are looking pretty good, but we got to get through tomorrow. There is a marginal risk for a strong to severe thunderstorm. That's a level 1 out of 5, so not a big risk for us, but we could see a severe thunderstorm warning or 2. Strong wind gusts and heavy rainfall can be expected with any of those storms that pop up again later on in the afternoon tomorrow. So we want to get to the pool tomorrow. The earlier the better. Mostly sunny throughout the first half of our day. The cloud cover will start to build up a little bit, but rain chances really won't come into play until we hit our later evening hours. Check out temperatures both Saturday, Sunday in the middle 90s for us, 97 for your Monday next week. Rain chances will come back into play as we get into our Tuesday. Widespread coverage. I'm anticipating both Tuesday and Wednesday in terms of rainfall, maybe a few thunderstorms embedded in those showers, but overall a very typical summer-like pattern. I'm just thankful our weekend's really looking mostly dry, Zaina.
And that's the good news. I'm excited about that. Thanks, Emily. We have a safety alert as a new report from the Governor's Highway Safety Association sheds light on pedestrian deaths. Leaders say pedestrian deaths in the U.S. fell for a second year in a row, but remain high overall. The Highway Safety Association reported drivers hit and killed more than 7,100 people in the nation last year. It's a 4.3% drop from the year before, but still nearly 20% above the 2016 level.
People walking are overwhelmingly dying at night. 3/4 of pedestrian deaths happen in the dark, and they're overwhelmingly dying where there aren't sidewalks. Nearly 2/3 of fatalities happen where there isn't a sidewalk.
Oh. The report also found alcohol use by both drivers and pedestrians is a significant safety threat. In 2023, more than a quarter of pedestrians 16 and over killed in crashes had a blood alcohol concentration above the legal limit. 16% of deadly pedestrian crashes involved a driver who was over the legal limit. Here at home, we're on your side with a look at some of our most dangerous roads. Your City Hood reported back in March, 53 people died on Peach Orchard Road, Mike Paget Highway, Deans Bridge Road, and Gordon Highway within the last 10 years. Deans Bridge Road is a hot spot with at least 4 deaths from 2024 to now. Ways you can keep yourself safe include driving safely and not relying on your car's pedestrian software, as research suggests that the safety system struggles in the dark. Since the trade war began, we've been hearing the stories of how a sandwich popularized a hit TV show is directly impacting a large city's culture. That story and more after the break. And we're giving you a live look from Denver and your winning lottery numbers.
Your What to Wear forecast is sponsored by Bojangles.
A car wreck can happen in a snap, but did you...
Food is such a big part of Chicago's culture, and one of the most popular shows on TV is giving a sandwich beloved by locals some new fans.
For decades, Chicago's food scene was dominated by deep dish pizza and loaded Chicago-style hot dogs. But if you ask locals, the real favorite in town, the Italian beef. We're firing 76 beefs! And now that hot, drippy sandwich is stealing the spotlight, in part because of the hit Chicago-based show The Bear.
Salt, heat,
the award-winning show highlighting the passion and pride in the Chicago original that's been satisfying cravings for nearly 100 years.
Meat is so tender, so juicy. That's what I love about it.
The bread, the experience, it's tradition.
We went down to Mr. Beef, the legendary local shop that inspired the bear.
Italian beef, hot sweet peppers.
Stacked with peppers, loaded into a bun, and smothered with jus, the sandwich is a classic part of Chicago's culture.
Each place does it differently.
Owner Chris Zucchero serves hundreds each day.
It's a sloppy sandwich. It's on the go. Everybody's working. It was created for that, for people on, for guys that were working in the stockyards.
The pilot of the bear was filmed here, inside his shop. The creator, his close friend, and he even has a small role in the show.
Who's next? Who's next in line? When you start seeing it in like menus in small town America, you realize, okay, wow, this really did hit like the cultural zeitgeist.
Sandwiches so good, we had to get in on the action.
Rob, why is the Italian beef like a great part of Chicago's history and culture?
Because it is. It's ours. It really is who we are as Chicagoans, and that's it.
Well, now I'm hungry. Something I did not know about Chicago. Gotta try the sandwich, right? Make a trip this summer. And speaking of summer, summertime means fun in the sun and taking special care of your skin to tolerate the sun better. Even before you go outside, dermatologists say healthy skincare starts in the summer. They say the key is to use only lukewarm water and go easy on the soap.
What you're not trying to do is aggressively strip the natural oils from the skin barrier. Once you do that, you actually make your skin more vulnerable to irritation and inflammation. So all the other products that you use after you clean become more irritating when you strip that barrier. Go for a gentle, non-foaming, unscented cleanser. Your skin will be happier, it'll be stronger, and it'll tolerate the rest of the regimen better.
Once you're outside, experts say your best friend is a high-quality sunscreen, which means a minimum 30 SPF, and it can be mineral, which creates a physical barrier, or chemical, which absorbs into the skin. So double-check that sunscreen. MLB All-Star Week kicks off tomorrow in Atlanta. Straight ahead in sports, find out what the Home Run Derby winner will be taking home.
Did you know that without gutters, your home is an automotive group? On your sideline, sponsored by Chandler Law Firm.
I'd be lying if I said we have a lot going on here in the CSRA this time of year, but next week, buckle those seatbelts because we've got plenty in store, starting with SEC Media Days in Atlanta, where myself and your sports director, Alyssa Lyons, will be. Monday is when everything gets started. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey will open things up, and after that, South Carolina, one of the 4 teams in the spotlight on day 1. Shane Beamer's Gamecocks had a case to make the playoffs last year, but they just missed out, looking to flip the script this year behind his rising star of a quarterback, Lenoris Sellers. The Magician will be alongside coach as well as defensive back DQ Smith and defensive tackle Nick Barrett. On day 2, the Dogs come barking down the track. Kirby Smart's team this year will feature plenty of new faces, including quarterback Gunnar Stockton, who helped lead the Dogs to an SEC title after Carson Beck went down with an injury. Georgia looking to avenge their early exit in the playoffs. Their schedule this year not as difficult on paper as last year's gauntlet. Linebacker C.J. Allen and defensive back Dalen Everett will also be representing UGA on day 2. Also in Atlanta during the same time frame as that, the Home Run Derby will take place Monday night at Truist Park. We already know Ronald Acuna Jr. will be there, and now the 8-man field has been finalized. Ronnie will be competing against the MLB's current home run leader, Cal Raleigh, as well as James Wood, Byron Buxton, O'Neal Cruz, Junior Caminero, Brent Rooker, and Jazz Chisholm Jr. Not only will the home run champ be crowned king, but they'll be walking away with a pretty insane piece of jewelry on their neck. This 2025 Derby chain features all sorts of odes to Braves legend Hank Aaron, including 715 diamonds that commemorates his home run record set back in 1974, as well as a gold-plated Keep Swinging motto across the center. I think that's a chain that's worth hitting a couple dingers for. And of course, Tuesday night will feature the MLB All-Star Game, the league paying homage to Hank Aaron even further. Thursday, the league announced that a tribute dedicated to Hammer and Hank will take place. Coincidentally, the game takes place on 7/15. Again, that's the same number of home runs that put him in the record books. Ahead of the game, 3 former Braves will throw out the ceremonial first pitch: Chipper Jones, Andrew Jones, and Andres Galarraga.
Well, your what to wear forecast tomorrow, make sure you have that rain gear just in case. I don't think we're going to see as widespread a rainfall as we saw today, but we do have that chance for afternoon showers. I'll have a look at your 7-day one more time coming up.
Your What to Wear forecast is sponsored by Bojangles.
Bojangles just like help me, and I know they'll help you too.
New tonight, a middle school student from Evans took a top spot at the Georgia State Finals of the National Civics Bee. Vivian from Stallings Island Middle took 3rd place at the competition in Atlanta. She was one of 19 students with a winning essay from the Greater Augusta region. Vivian then advanced to the regional competition where she took 1st place at the first National Civics Bee at Grovetown High School. So congratulations to Vivian representing the CSRA well, Emily.
Yeah, congratulations. That's definitely something that I would, 1, never think to enter, or 2, would be good at. So, big congratulations. Maybe she has a little journalism career in her future.
I think so. I'm curious to know what the winning essay was about. Maybe that's something we need to dig into.
Yeah.
Give me a paper any day, though. I love to write. I don't want to do a math equation, though.
And I feel like I can kind of get on board with writing, but I'm definitely strong suit is math, and thankfully that's why I'm a meteorologist.
That's why you're a meteorologist. That's why I took the journalism side of things. And sometimes it happens like that. Maybe Vivian will do the same thing. But speaking of weather, Emily, you've been talking rain, but the good news is I'm looking at Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, Saturday, Sunday, best days out of the next 7 days, and happens to be our weekend. Very thankful for that. 94 for your Saturday, 96 Sunday. Small chance of an afternoon shower, but rain chances really increase as we go throughout the middle and end of next week. We're going to see some widespread rainfall. We'll have another update on that coming up tomorrow.
Awesome. That's all our time for News 12 at 11, but be sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 4:30. Have a good night.